Scotland's a wild and lovely place.
But there's a change we must embrace.
Scotland's water's world class.
No doubt.
So, take a refillable bottle.
When you go out.
It's your water, your life.
Top up from the tap with Scottish Water.
Fresh, cool, clear.
And only available right here.
The latest in tech suit innovation. Frictionless fiber construction. Surface lift technology. ENDO compression cage. Seamless exo shell. Tier Benzo. Battleborn.
Good afternoon and welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre for Day 3 of the Scottish National Age Groups Championships 2019. I'm Robert Taylor. I'm your commentator this evening, and joining me in the commentary position this evening is Catherine Johnson. Good evening, Catherine.
Hi, how are we?
I'm good. Good to have you with us tonight. Catherine's a swimmer who's represented Scotland at Commonwealth Games, so it's a pleasure to have her here, and I'm sure we'll tap into your extensive knowledge you've gained over all these years swimming for Scotland, and of course this is an event you have taken a part in your early days. Fantastic venue through here at Tollcross.
Yeah, absolutely. Tollcross was one of my favourite venues to race at, actually, so it's nice to be back here.
It is it? Yeah. Of course, you're based in Edinburgh with Edinburgh University, so that's really where you spent your latter part of your career swimming over there.
Absolutely. Royal Commonwealth Pool was our kind of home base, but Tollcross was kind of our competition venue as such.
Yep. And of course you swam here in the Commonwealth Games in 2014. That's your probably a swan song rather. Your last really major competition for Scotland.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked a little bit different just with the massive stand that they put in, but pretty much the same venue otherwise.
So what are you doing with yourself now?
I am a gym instructor at the minute. And then coaching some divers, and then just kind of trying to keep fit and healthy and do a little bit of swimming every now and again, but not much. Yeah.
So that's what we've got coming up ahead of us. Boys 200 backstroke, girls 400 free. Then we move to the other end of the pool for freestyle for boys and girls. 100 breaststroke for the boys, and the girls 200 butterfly. And new addition to the programme this week or this year, we have some relays at the end, which really keeps the crowd buzzing. Good atmosphere at poolside with these medleys. Just to mention the girls 400 freestyle, that will be for ages 15, 16 and 17, 18. All the other events, there are 5 heats, for 5 finals that have come from the heats. 11 to 13 year old is the youngest age group, then it's 14, 15, 16 and 17, 18s. So fair bit to look forward to this evening. Difficult to pick out too many highlights to look forward to, but I'm sure the breaststroke at the very end, Archie Goodburn, Andrew McIntosh, Max Hagan, that was very tight in the 200 and also in the 50. That's probably the highlight in that particular event. 400 freestyle for the girls. We have Katie Shanahan, who I'm not sure if she's actually going in this one. Let me just double check the programme. She is indeed in the 15-year-old category. Jen Murray has qualified as the fastest in the 60-year-olds, and Lauren Wetherall is up just swimming, I think, today from Ellesmere College Titans. She was very impressive in the heats this morning, Catherine, so look forward to seeing her. And of course a demanding butterfly. But no breaststroke this evening to look forward to. So
there's the boys 100 breaststroke.
Well, girls, I'm talking about the girls' breaststroke,
yeah.
so it's just boys this evening, but I'm sure you'll be able to give us your expertise when we move on to that later in the evening. And I say our officials coming poolside. One of the other things that happens during the meet, we have various points that are scored by the swimmers. It's top points for the swimmer in the event. They've scored most points, so they could score in 3 different events, but they only score their highest score in the one event that gives them the most points for the club. So in the top 10 we have Perth and Dundee in 10th, team from 1st or 9th, South Ayrshire in 8th, Dumfries in 7th, East Lothian in 6th, Heart of Midlothian in 5th, University of Aberdeen in 4th, and our top 3, 212 points, are Swim West Lothian. Local team City of Glasgow here have 312, and the Wander Bass Club over in Edinburgh well clear on 576, and Wander Bass are the reigning Scottish team champions in this event. They'll be wanting to hang on to that title, and they've got a healthy advantage. So proceedings just about ready to get underway, Catherine. First event is 200 backstroke, and these are our 11, 13-year-olds making their way. You'll see over on the far side we have lane 0 through to lane 9. So from where we are, we're sitting just below lane 9 at the start end. And just run through swimmers taking part in this one. We have Thomas Ingalls from City Glasgow in 0, Alex Scott, Dumfries in 1, Luke Hornsey, East Lothian in 2, Christopher Dulva from Hamilton Aquatics in Dubai in 3, Lucas Brown, Elgin in 4, Callum Peebles, East Lothian Swim Team 5, Calvin McDonald, Aberdeen Performance in 6, Nicholas Costella, also from Hamilton Aquatics in 7, Sean Sy Griffiths, Wander Bass 8, Jack Caldwell, Plymouth Leander in lane 9. So that's the lineup on your screen there. 4 lengths of the pool ahead of these youngsters. And for some of them, it'll be their first final. So Lucas Brown in lane 4, second in the 100, and Calvin McDonald third in the 100. He goes in lane 6. So quite a nice start in the middle lane from Lucas Brown there, Catherine.
Yeah, the start's very important. Obviously it's a 200 backstroke, so there's plenty of time to kind of race it back for everyone else, but if you can get that advantage in the first 15 metres, you've kind of set yourself up for a good race.
So coming down to the first 50, just taking note of the split. And Lucas gone out very strongly in that first 50. 32 seconds exactly, 33.36 for Christopher Dulva. And there you have times on the screen on the left hand side. So Lucas going particularly well in this first section. He's pulled pretty well clear already. And what is a key element here that he's got to do in the second half of the race to maintain this healthy advantage he's already built up?
So the main thing is just to kind of hold on to that stroke. You don't want to either panic and up your stroke rate and start slipping the water, or kind of just get a bit fatigued and that kind of fly or die mentality where you go out and smash the first 100 and just can't really hold on. But he looks like he's doing really well and seems to be kind of sticking to his race plan here.
Well, second in the 100, and it looks as though it's almost race over with around 60 to go. At about a 3.5 second advantage at the halfway, and you can't see past them here, Catherine. Well clear.
No, he has got about a 10 metre lead now.
So a split on that, 1:44.24, so that was roughly just over 36 seconds, so you're looking at a time potentially pretty close to 2:20, 2:21. Third place is Calvin McDonald, and he's now challenging for second. It's all about Lucas Brown in this one. Calvin coming through into second place, and the two Hamilton Aquatics lads battling it for third place. Very nice swim there to get us underway. Lucas Brown, 2:21.26. What did you like about that swim there, Catherine?
I think it was good that he kind of led out from the start, and then he didn't lose any of his technique. You could see he was quite controlled the whole way. The only thing about leading from the start is that you don't really have anyone to push you. You're not in a race, so he is kind of fighting against himself for that time. I'm not sure what his PB is, but it was a good solid swim from him there.
Yeah, well, so certainly a good start for Lucas. Well clear in that one. Second place, Calvin McDonald. So we move on to our second heat. Just run through the swimmers that are going to be taking part in this one. In lane 0 we have Robert Burgess from West Lothian. Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics, goes in 1. Angus Johnston from Western Bartonshire in 2. Ewan McLeod from Crawley in lane 3. Elliot Woodburn, Kendall, goes in 4. Ryan King, Glen Rothes in 5. 6, Jack Brown from Heart of Midlothian. 7, David Kernahan, Warner Bass. Ewan Beatty, also Warner Bass, goes in lane 8. And Owen Williamson from East Lothian Swim Team goes in lane 9. So Elliot Woodburn in lane 4, winner in the 100 backstroke. There's his 3 gold medals already to his tally. He's from Kendall, and he's a non-Scot, so if he should win again, the second place or the highest placed Scot will be national champion. That's how it works, and a good start there by Elliot. Got about half a metre advantage over Ryan King in lane 5. Certainly going very well at the moment. In lane 4 is Elliot. And after the first 50, 31.37, so he's got just over a second advantage over Ewan McLeod from Crawley. And coming down this second half, he's still got a good metre or so advantage here, Catherine. Going pretty well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Now the key for that second 100 is, like we said in that first race, to kind of not over rev off the wall, kind of use the underwater. He's got up to 15 metres on back crawl to kind of work the underwater phase, which is really important, but the only issue in a 200 is that kind of lung burn you get from trying to hold your breath.
And halfway, 106.89, it's almost 2 seconds. Ewan McLeod turning in 108.64. This is almost a replica of that first heat and the 11 to 13 year olds. Elliot pulling further away. Second place still Ewan McLeod. Ryan King in lane 5, battling with Jack Brown from Heart of Midlothian, perhaps for that bronze medal. As Ewan McLeod looks just to be pulling away from the rest of the field in second place. So with 50 to go, Catherine, this looks pretty certain that Elliot Woodburn's going to double up his tally in the backstroke.
He's kind of extending his lead now on each 50, so I can't see anyone passing him now.
About 5-6 metres advantage now. Jack Brown in lane 6 coming through very hard, and he might have got himself into third place, but Elliot has certainly won this by a good 4 or 5 metres. Coming into the red zone, Elliot Woodburn from Kendall takes that. Second place is going to be Ewan McLeod, and Jack Brown from Hearts takes third. So 2:18.54 for Elliott. Ewan McLeod 2:22.29 in second, and Jack Brown 2:22.70 takes the bronze medal. So it was a good swim there for Jack Brown, coming through pretty late there to get bronze medal. Always nice to come through late and snatch a medal there.
Yeah, that was something I wasn't very good at on a 200. I was kind of more of a fly and die type person, had the speed but didn't necessarily have the back end.
I'm just waiting for one of the times on the scoreboard just to be confirmed. Certainly that was how the first three came home. So we will move on very shortly to our 15-year-olds. So as we just wait for that slight delay, Catherine. Again, scoreboard, the far end, just waiting to confirm the time for Ryan King. Sometimes we get these wee technical glitches, and must be a wee bit disconcerting for people that are ready to get in the pool, swimmers.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of that wait behind the block. You're kind of watching the heat before you're getting ready to go. Like, I would be stood there with my goggles on, my cap down already. So every time you kind of get that kind of delay in when you're ready to go, it's kind of keeping your head and not letting the nerves get to you too early.
So just try and control that adrenaline. Don't get upset about it. Just continue just going through your routine.
Yeah, absolutely. Just go with it. Don't get overly stressed with it. Stay relaxed and get ready for your race the same as you would.
So we're ready to go. Time for Ryan King, 2:24.86. So that's now confirmed for Ryan. So on to our 15-year-olds. In lane 0 from Warner Bass we have Alec Thompson. Craig McDonald in 1 from Western Bartonshire. Lucas Grieve from first goes in 2. Cameron Travis, Aberdeen Performance, in 3. In 4 from Notari, West London, Pietro Ubertalli. Jake Kirkham from first in 5. Evan Jones, Millfield School, in 6. Sam Glass, Warner Bass, in 7. Callum Dunn, South Ayrshire, in 8. And Ewan Dunce, Swim West Lothian, goes in lane 9. This is the 15-year-old final. Cameron Travis in lane 3, winner of the 100. Jake Kirkham in 5, second in that, and Sam Glass in 7 was third. The fastest qualifier from the Tari, Pietro Ubertalli, in a 2:14.27. Some 4 seconds or so faster than Jake Kirkham was in lane 5. So off to a pretty good start, Jake Kirkham and Pietro, and also Cameron Travis. So those three off to a very good start there, Catherine.
Yeah, it looks to be more of a race already at the start here compared to the last two. They're all kind of in a line coming up into this first 50 metres.
So coming up to the first turn. Again, our scoreboard has gone blank, so can't give you any splits on that one, but at the moment it's advantage with Pietro. Jake Kirkham and Cameron Travis either side. 30-80 was at the split. He's about half a second ahead, and he's beginning to extend that lead now, Catherine, as we come to halfway.
Yeah, absolutely. Now it's kind of just up to him to kind of use his own race plan and race this last 100 by himself, because it doesn't look like anyone else is going to challenge him for that gold medal. And
already at halfway, 103.55, 106.66, over 3 seconds. That was a pretty impressive second 50. And it's almost like 3 in a row. Lane 4 well clear. And it's all about second and third in this one. Evan Jones in lane 6 making a move on Jake Kirkham, Cameron Travis. Looks as though he's just holding second on his own, but Evan Jones coming through quite nicely, Catherine, in lane 6.
Yeah, that race is more for second and third. It's a lot more closer between the next 3 swimmers behind him, so the battle's on for those silver and bronze medals.
And Pietro some 4 seconds plus ahead, and this one's certainly in the bag for the Tari swimmer from London. It's all about second place, Cameron Travis and Evan Jones. That's where the battle is. Cameron Travis is going to get second, but Pietro takes that 2:11.84. Cameron Travis 2:14.39, Evan Jones 2:14.95. So that's our medalist in the 15-year-old category. That was a very impressive swim there for Pietro.
It was a very impressive swim, 2:11.
A good time for a 15-year-old, 2:11.84. So just wait for that result to be confirmed. So we go to presentations. We swim 3, present 2, then we swim 2 and present 3. So the first set of presentations just about to come on. So in third place in the 11-13-year-old category from Hamilton Aquatics in Dubai, Christopher Dulver. Bronze medalist in the 14-year-old age group from Heart of Midlothian is Jack Brown. We now have our silver medalist in the 11-13-year-olds. From Aberdeen Performance, it's Calvin McDonald. And in our 14-year-old category, from Crawley, Ewan McLeod. And our Scottish National Age Group champion, from Elgin, Lucas Brown. Nice to see a wee club like Elgin on the podium in gold medal position.
Yeah, absolutely.
And our Scottish national champ, Elliot Woodburn from Kendal. And because Elliot is a non-Scot, Ewan McLeod from Crawley is our Scottish national champion. And if you're wondering why, when I mentioned Crawley, that being in England, Ewan is actually a Scot, either by qualification by being born in Scotland or through one or both of his parents being Scottish and electing to swim for Scotland. So that's why that happens, Catherine.
Yeah. I mean, my parents are English, but I was born and bred in Scotland, so I'm the opposite way around.
So we move on to our 16-year-olds. It comes fast and furious this evening. Marcus Skillian. Another Anglo-Scot from Portsmouth North Sea. In lane 1, Elliot Miller from first. Jamie Ferguson in 2 from Midlothian. Jordan McPhail, Natari West London. In 4, Matt Ford, the City of Glasgow. In 5, Jack Munsey, Perth City. 6, Sean Craigmile from the East Lothian swim team. Thomas Coates in 7 from Swim West Lothian. Keir Lumsden from Monifief. And Samuel Chittleborough in 9, Wander Bass. This is the 16-year-old 200 metres backstroke final. Now Matt Ford in lane 1, Jack Munsey in 2. We are first and second in the 100. They were first and second in the heats and on the entry times into this. And Matt Ford around 3 seconds faster in the heats. And Mark's got off to a good start there, Catherine,
yeah,
as has Jack.
great start from both of them, using that pretty much the whole 15 metres off the wall there.
The unknown quantities, Jordan McPhail from the Tarry in lane 3. The two Scottish lads going particularly well after the first 50. Not much between the two. Might be Jack with the touch. It is by 200s, 29.77, 29.79. Samuel Chittleborough in lane 9, just the outside lane. It turns in third. And Jack Munsey at the moment has about half a metre's advantage. Interesting tactics perhaps in this one. So halfway mark. Jack from Mark and Jordan. 102.13, 102.44, all to play for Catherine.
Yeah, this looks like to be more of a closer race than the last couple that we've watched.
Now Jack Munsey, national champion in this last year. Mark Ford was second. Maybe Jack was just saving himself in the heats. That sometimes happens with the older swimmers. They know what they have to do, Catherine, as you well know.
Yeah, it is a chance that you take that you're kind of feeling as good as you think you're feeling though. But yeah, if you can save something for the finals and then kind of give it all in your one swim, then that's great. Sometimes you want to take the two opportunities to post that time though.
Well, about half a second in it, 135, 28 and 76 respectively, but here comes Mark Ford to make a challenge. Jack Munsey still holds about half a metre advantage, a little between the two with less than 10 to go. It's Munsey and Ford, stroke for stroke, Munsey and Ford. This is a very tight finish. Munsey and Ford, is it Ford that gets it? Well, on that touch, arm of Mark Ford looked as though he might have got that, but Jack Munsey just holds on. 208.25, 208.27. What a race, Catherine.
That was a good one. I mean, I'm not a massive fan of backstroke just because I can't swim it myself, but that was a good race, yeah.
It certainly was a cracking race. And one of the things that you can't judge with that arm coming down, it can be quite deceptive. It's how you finish that race and get that hand up against
absolutely.
that pad.
Obviously on backstroke you can't see the wall, so it's about knowing exactly where you are in the pool to get your hand on the wall first.
So perhaps just the angle that Mark came down with that arm, Jack just got it in that little bit quicker. So well done, Jack Munsey. National champion as he was last year, and Mark Ford having to settle for second, but cracking race, lads. We move on to the 17, 18-year-olds. And in lane 0 we have Liam Harkin from first, Fraser Wilson, Warner Bass in 1, Finlay Saunders, Harta Midlothian in 2, Conor Massey, City of Glasgow 3, Keir Edgar first in 4, Ryan Robertson, City of Glasgow in 5, George Cowan, Arbroath St Thomas in 6, Alexander Harris, Stirling Swim 7, Jamie McDonald, Warner Bass in 8, and Ewan McDonald from North Lanarkshire in lane number 9. Well, I really can't see past Keir Edgar in this one. 204.84 in the heats was some 6 seconds faster. He did actually go out pretty strongly, to be fair, but he did look very relaxed. Second last year in this event as a 17-year-old to Joe Watt, who was a year older. And very good start in lane 4 by Keir. Ryan Robertson in 5. It's just a little bit back on him, but both those lads off to a very good start, Catherine.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of looks like, from what you say, he might be racing this one by himself again, so as long as he knows exactly what he needs to do, he should be able to post a fast time without being pushed for that.
And off that first turn, 29.12, 29.70. Now Keir was, I think, 28.99, so he's virtually the same pace as he was this morning, and even at this stage I don't think you can see past Keir Edgar taking this one. Already a good 2 or 3 metres clear of Ryan Robertson as we approach halfway, Catherine.
Yeah, he does look very strong at the minute, so let's see what he can do down this last 100.
And Ryan Robertson turning second. He was national champion last year at 16. Of course, he up in age group 17, 18. And he may well have to settle for that second place and hope that next year he can replicate what Keir is doing by dominating and taking this and ending up Scottish National Age Group champion. But Keir Edgar, very impressive, turned around the 133 mark in the heats, and it's a similar 133.35. So I expect him to come back probably around 205 for a finish, finishing very strongly, Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see that you can do 2 back-to-back swims in one day that are fast. I mean, coming out of snags and into kind of bigger meets, it's always important to get a good heat swim in and make it through to the final as well.
And let's see what the finish time is. Keir Edgar with 2 or 3 metres to go. Well, a little bit slower than this morning, but it's a question of winning the race. Ryan Robertson and Conor Massey, 2 City Glasgow lads, second and third. Well, you probably would have put your money on that as a finish order. Keir Edgar 2:05.70, 2:11.42. Ryan and Conor Massey will be delighted with a 2:11.97 to finish third. Conor stronger over the 50 and 100, and Ryan, his teammate, much better over the longer distance. So that's end of our backstroke for the boys. We move to presentations. So first of all, it's the 15-year-olds. Evan Jones from Millfield School is the bronze medalist in the 15-year-old age group. Jordan McPhail from Natari, bronze medalist in the 16-year-old category. So the runner-up, silver medalist in the 15-year-olds from Aberdeen Performance, Cameron Travis. And City Glasgow, Mark Ford, silver medalist in the 15-year-old, in the 16-year-old rather. Now on to the 15-year-olds. Gold medalist from Natari, West London, Pietro Ubertali. And our Scottish National Age Group champion in the 16-year-old category from Perth City, Jack Munsey. And in the 15-year-old category, our Scottish National champion is Cameron Travis from Aberdeen Performance. Again, reason being Pietro is a non-Scot, but he still goes back to London with that gold medal around his neck.
Yeah, it's important to remember that getting medals aren't necessarily an indicator of a good or bad swim. I mean, sometimes it's easy to see the person with the gold and think that they're swimming well, but coming 10th or 20th, if that's a personal best for yourself, it's still an awesome race.
Absolutely, and for a lot of these swimmers tonight, making a final might be the pinnacle of their actual swimming career, especially maybe at the older age group. If you've been at this for 5 or 6 years and finally in your last year you make a final, it's, you know, it is absolutely wonderful to do that, and you know, it's great to see some of them finally making even their way onto a podium. Getting a third place is a fantastic effort. So on to our 17, 18-year-olds. Bronze medalist from City of Glasgow, Conor Massey. Ryan Robertson takes the silver medalist from City of Glasgow. And our gold medalist and Scottish National Age Group champion from First, Keir Edgar. The 2 boys either side of him will be back, you would expect, to compete in this 200 back next year as 18-year-olds. There might be a certain Jack Munsey and Mark Ford to challenge them, so there's no guarantee that although they're a year older, they're going to naturally just take over the mantle that Keir Edgar had there.
Yeah, age means nothing in sport, unfortunately.
So we stay at this end of the pool. It's 400 freestyle. So in lane 0, we have Sky Mulholland from South Lanarkshire. Elise McQueenie, City Glasgow goes in 1. Olivia Mason, Wander Baths in 2. Ella Took, Tynemouth in 3. Katie Shanahan, City Glasgow 4. Kaylin Hall in 5 from Aberdeen Performance. 6, Lucy Headley from Tynemouth. Gabriella Leasing, Rain 96 in 7. Mary Craig, Stirling Swim in 8. Scarlett Ferris, Dundee City Aquatics in lane 9. So Katie Shannon will probably be the strong favourite in this one. Already has 4 gold medals, winner in the 100 free. Some talented freestylers. Ella Took second in the 1500, goes in lane 3. Kaylin Hall in lane 5 was the winner of that 1500. Lucy Headley in 6 was third in the 1500. We also have a promising freestyler in lane 2, Olivia Mason, who's literally appeared from nowhere in the last year or so from Wander Baths. She was third in the 100. As you were saying, Catherine, you know, some of these swimmers, if they just keep plugging away over the years, it eventually reaps benefits.
Yeah, it's kind of about getting technique right and training well, doing all the small things right. It might not necessarily kind of show face in every single race that you do, but if you're doing everything right, then eventually it will pay off. It's just about kind of keeping your faith in yourself, really.
Yeah, certainly for Olivia, who's you can see the red cap in lane 2, has just been gradually getting a little bit faster and faster. And as you were saying earlier on, it's all about PBs, not necessarily about getting the medals, but if your times are improving, then eventually all that hard work hopefully will pay dividends. Well, Katie Shanahan, as you can see, off to a very strong start, 102.04. Second place is Lucy Headley from Tynemouth. Third place, Ella Took, her teammate. Great to see swimmers coming from the north of England. They often come up and support our meet. Both these girls are non-Scots. It's great to have quite a number of the non-Scots up here challenging and making it a little bit more interesting for the home base Scots.
Yeah, it's always nice to kind of race different people. You can sometimes get quite comfortable racing the same people. You know what their tactics are, you know exactly their times, but when you're racing different people, it kind of changes the game a little bit.
And Katie Shanahan at this early stage looks extremely strong at halfway, turning in 2:08.25. She's got a couple of seconds in hand, and even at this stage I don't think anyone would bet against Katie taking this. Two Tynemouth girls going well. As you can see, Kaylin Hall and Olivia Mason with a little bit work to do in lanes 2 and 5. Certainly Kaylin Hall will come through strongly in the second half, having won the 1500. I don't see her getting anything better than maybe third place here, Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, that battle for third is quite close. There's kind of 3 of them in a line. We've still got 150 metres to race, so it's kind of who kind of left enough in the tank to kind of pull back another 100 metres.
Well, youth squad member Katie Shanahan wants to have this one pretty well wrapped up now. She is the national age group champion in this and second at the British Championships. And at 300, 3:15.79. So we're probably looking at time around the 4:22 mark for Katie. Second place is still Lucy Headley and her teammate Ella Took in third. But Caitlin Hall is making some headway. Olivia Mason in that red cap in fifth, just a little bit further back, and you can see Caitlin Hall is making ground on Ella Took in lane 3. But Katie Shanahan almost 10 metres clear with 50 to go. Has this well under control. She looks good, doesn't she, Katie?
She does, yeah. I mean, there's little things that you can see that she can probably improve. I appreciate this is 40 metres, but breathing in and out of the walls, I mean, if it's just like 100th of a second, that's small improvements that you can make for yourself to better your 400 time.
Now she's so far ahead, the other swimmers are not in the picture yet. Katie Shannon takes that, and it was just inside 4:22, 4:21.33. Lucy Headley, and that is a new Scottish record for Katie Shannon, I think. .21.33 for Katie Shanahan. Now it is a 15-year-old race, but Katie Shanahan still only 14, so she's taken just around a second off that existing record, 4:21.40, so just over a second off that old record that now belongs to Katie Shanahan. Second place was Lucy Headley, and Kieran Hall didn't quite get up to get third. Ella took the other Tynemouth swimmer, just held on at the death. Well, we've had a few national records already this week. That's another one to add to the list. Katie Robertson has had a couple. So on to our 16-year-old final. Kiana Bellotti, Wandermass in 0, Rhea Colbridge, Midlothian in 1, Shona Graham, Dundee City Aquatics 2, B. Varley, Hamilton Aquatics in 3. 4 is Jen Murray, North Ayrshire, Ellie Turner, Carnegie in 5, Kirsty Flynn, Atari West London in 6, Alicia Bain, Aberdeen Performance 7, teammate Tony Shaw in 8, and Rebecca Braid from Carnegie goes in 9. So Jen Murray was flying at the death in the heats to ensure she'd make this final, or maybe she was flying to ensure that she was in one of the middle lanes. And interesting tactics, Jen Murray off very, very strongly. And Ellie Turner as well. Ellie Turner, Carnegie, 29.89. B. Varley with that orange cap of Hamilton Aquatics. She was the winner of the 1500, I think, B. And going very well. He's now takes it up from Ellie Turner. Ellie, a youth squad member. She was 4th in this event last year. East District runner-up. Turning second, so after the first 100, 1:02.30. Ellie Turner in second. Kirsty Flynn, the Anglo-Scot, previously swam at Leatherhead in Surrey, now with Natari, which is Michael Jimison's set up. And Jen Murray in 4th place. At the moment, medals look as though they're between those 4. At the moment, the Hamilton Aquatics swimmer, it's quite a healthy advantage. The others won't want that to get any more than it is, and it might be mission impossible already as we're approaching halfway. We'll see what the girls have got to make up with just around 200 to go. It's quite a healthy advantage, Catherine.
Yeah, her stroke looks really nice as well. It's still quite smooth. She still looks like she's got more on her legs to give.
So 2:08.68 at halfway. Ellie Turner 2:11.82, 2:12.12 and 2:12.14. Jen and Kirsty. So a long way to go still, but over 3 seconds advantage. And it's not diminishing Well, 2 into 3 for the medals for second and third. Looks like B. Varley's just got to keep this one going, Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, I've got no idea what her PB is again, but it looks like she's so well controlled on this. I mean, her turns are good, she's coming up, she's not breathing straight off the wall. Her stroke looks fairly smooth. You can see the battle with the next three girls kind of all in that line for the silver and bronze medal.
Well, Jen Murray in 4, if guts have anything to do with it, she'll give it everything in that final 100. Much better over the longer distances. Ellie Turner, the backstroke specialist, is also giving it everything. And B. Varley came into the meet on a 4:22.61, where she got that in the British Championships, where she was third. And 3:15.52. Well, it's going to be pretty much in that time range. It's still all to play for, and they kind of fancy that Kirsty Flynn in lane 6 got to make a little charge to get back in terms with the other two. Ellie Turner very close to Jen Murray. B. Varley well clear, 3:49 rather, 43, 5 seconds clear. Well, I think we'll accept that B's won this. It's all about that second place. Jen Murray at the moment the favourite for second, and finishing top Scot Ellie Turner in third, and Kirsty Flynn in fourth. It's very tight for that second. Ellie Turner really finishing very strongly. B is certainly going to take that. Ellie Turner, can she get up to take this second place, or has Jen Murray done enough? Jen Murray just holds on. B. Varley 4:21.65, very similar to the winning time in that first heat, first final that Katie Shanahan won. Jen Murray 4:27.50, and third place Ellie Turner 4:27.86. What a good race for the Scots. And coming into that event, Ellie Turner on a 4:27.85, so virtually her finish time is what she was entered on. Jen Murray, let's check what time that she came into the meet. 4:34.2, so that's a massive improvement, 7 seconds to get up and take second place.
Yeah, that's like 7-second PB, I'd take that.
And certainly for a 16-year-old, that's a massive,
massive
improvement. B. Varley comfortably winning that from Jen Murray and Ellie Turner. So our 17, 18-year-olds, Ellie McMillan, Arbroath St Thomas in 0, Molly Gordon, Blackpool Aquatics in 1, Claire Wallace, round 96, goes in 2. In lane 3, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen Amateurs, Lauren Wetherall, Ellesmere College Titans in 4, Maria Arioni from Hamilton Aquatics in 5, Ellis Shields, Mulgine Bearsden in 6, Kiva Clegg, Boston in 7, Lisa Miller, South Lanarkshire in 8, Flora Nichols, Border Baths 9. This is 17, 18-year-old 400 metres freestyle final. And Lauren Wetherall, 4:21.54 in the heats, comes into this. She had a 4:20.05 recently at the Bath meet that she won. So pretty sure she may well finish inside that time, because again she was very relaxed in the heats. And you can see even at this early stage almost a body length clear of Maria Ironi in 5. So Lauren Wetherall, youth squad member. She won this last year as a 16-year-old, swimming in the 17-18-year-old category. 7th at the British Championships, Lauren. And if anything, maybe 800 and 1500 might even be better for her, but still pretty effective at both 2 and 4. It's her first appearance at Nationals. I think she's only appearing today, all the way up from Ellesmere College. And at this early stage you really can't see past her. She's off to a very strong start. Maria Eroni, the only one within striking distance at the moment here, Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of seeing the same as we did the last couple of races. It would have almost been good to see the three of them racing together, put Lauren, B and Katie in a final and see what would happen if they kind of managed to stick to their race tactics and go the same times, or if actually racing someone kind of massively changed that.
It certainly might have been an interesting race if we'd had the 15, 16 and 17-year-old all in that one race, if it had been open, but this is what age group swimming is all about. Halfway mark. Lauren, 2:05.83. Well, at this sort of pace, I'm half suggesting she might get pretty close to something like a 4:17. Maria, 2:09.79, almost 4 seconds further back. And third place, Rebecca Reid from Aberdeen. Another one that is pretty useful on the distance freestyle, Rebecca. But, 250, and Lauren 2:39. Still increasing the lead a little bit more, almost 4.5 seconds. It looks as though she's hardly working there. It's very relaxed.
She's starting to maybe look a little bit tired at the front of her stroke, but leg kick still going really strong, which is helping drive her through the water.
And there's the leader snapshot as she comes up to the last turn for the 100, turning in 3:12.53. Well, as you were suggesting, just maybe struggling a wee bit with that last 50. So maybe 4:17 is not on, might be nearer the 4:19, 4:20 mark. Maria looks very comfortable to take second. So Lauren Wetherall, 3:46. Turning second now, 5 seconds back is Maria. And another 3 or so seconds further back, Rebecca Reid. Ellis Shields a little bit further back and forth. Let's see if Ellis can finish strongly to challenge for that third place. I don't think she's got enough distance to go. Lauren Wetherall finishes 4:19.66. Well, that's that'll be in a PB. She's delighted with that swim, having to do it all on her own. Maria Eroni, 4:22.99 in second, and Rebecca Reid, a long time third place, stays in that third place, 4:27.97. That was a pretty impressive swim there from Lauren Wetherall. 4:19.66. So around half a second faster than she did at that Bath meet, which she won. So there's the times for all those swimmers on the board. And it's time again for presentations. We'll do presentations for our 15 and our 6-year-olds. That gives these girls a couple of minutes just to recover and get their swim kits ready for their presentations. So our 15-year-old bronze medalist. So the two swimmers from Tynemouth will be getting their awards. Bronze medalist from Tynemouth, Ella Took. And Blacktop of Carnegie, Ellie Turner is the bronze medalist in the 16-year-old category. Always nice to get a medal in another stroke that you're pretty good at, but it's not your top stroke.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, shows how good she is, really, to be able to medal at snags in multiple
A very good
strokes.
all-rounder is Elliot, our silver medalist in that 15-year-old age group. Lucy Headley from Tynemouth, and Jen Murray, big smile on her face, from North Ayrshire, is our silver medalist. You can see not a lot of Jen Murray on the podium there. Katie Shanahan, the 15-year-old national age group champion in that new Scottish 14-year-old age group record that she's just taken, 4:21.33. Well done, Katie. And another impressive swim from B. Varley from Hamilton Aquatics. So she's the gold medalist and Scottish national age champion from North Ayrshire. The 16-year-old is Jen Murray. Nice to get a couple of medals as well.
Yeah.
It's a bonus.
two for the one job, really.
So we continue in a wee moment with the 17, 18-year-olds. Girls just getting the photos, all the coaches up there for the photo album. That's if you still keep photo albums, everyone. They'll be sent, I'm sure, to all the mums and dads and the family in a few minutes. So, Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen Amateurs. I'm sure she's delighted to be on the podium with that bronze medal. Maria Roney, Hamilton Aquatics, is the silver medalist. And Lauren Wetherall, Ellesmere College Titans, is the 17, 18-year-old Scottish national age group champion. And again, she's a Anglo-Scot swimming down in England. But our country of representation is Scotland, so she's our Scottish champion as well. So we move to the other end of the pool. Camera shows the swimmers making their way. It's 50 freestyle. This will be fast and furious. We'll try and call this as best we can, Catherine.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you.
So our 11, 13-year-olds, orange cap of Hamilton Aquatics, Nicholas Costella in 0. Lucas Brown from Elgin goes in 1. Cameron Mitchell, Arbroath St Thomas in lane 2. Adam Candle, Hamilton Aquatics in 3. Murray Dixon, Stirling Swim in 4. Alfie Maguire, City of Sunderland in 5. Luke Hornsey, East Lothian Swim Team 6. Jake Gibson from the Brocken 7. Max Pelosi, Kingston in 8. And Greg McVicker in Verleith goes in lane 9. Murray Dixon, 27.37 was the fastest qualifier, but you can't read too much into that in these heats. Sometimes the winner can come from anywhere. We had winner last night from lane 7, so don't assume that lanes 3, 4, 5 and 6, which are the 4 fastest, will take the medals. But off to a good start, the whole field, and certainly in lane 4 Murray Dixon is off to a good start there, Catherine, in that white cap.
Yeah, it's kind of, you can't really afford to give anything away in a 50. You kind of need a good start into your breakout and straight into your swimming.
So into the final few metres, it is Murray Dixon. It's just going to take this, very close indeed for second. Alfie Maguire and Adam Dow taking third place. So Murray Dixon doesn't have to worry about second or third. Will be top Scot, having won that. The other 2 lads non-Scots. Murray So Stirling Swim, Murray Dixon takes gold. So that one went totally to plan, lanes 4, 5 and 3 as it was in the heats. But it doesn't always turn out like that. It's great if it happens from a commentating point of view for us, but sometimes harder when the winner surprises us from lane 8 or over on that far side from where we are.
Yeah, if you've got a lane, you've got a chance.
So our 14-year-olds, Travis Davey, Dundee City Aquatics in 0, Finn Birkin, Stirling Swim in 1, Adam Younger, Glen Rothis goes in 2, Dylan Cashmore, South Ayrshire 3, William Storer, South Aberdeenshire in 4, Duncan Young, South Ayrshire in 5, James English, Wanderbath 6, John Mackay, the Highland Swim team in 7, Reuben Kelly, Dumfries in 8, Lewis Sutherland, Highland Swim team in lane 9. 26.58, William Storer, virtually half a second faster than Duncan Young from South Ayrshire in lane 5. Good start in lane 4 from William there, Catherine. Also well there is Dylan Cashmore in 3. But William's got a good start in lane 4. And coming down with 15 to go, William Storer will take this one. It's William Storer, second place in 3 and in 5. The two South Ayrshire lads, Dylan Cashmore and Duncan Young. 26.18 for William, 26.43 for Dylan, and Duncan Young 26.64. Well, that was much faster than this morning's heats, or this afternoon's heats for these youngsters. They don't get a lot of recovery time. They've swam and finished that race earlier on, probably around 3 o'clock, and then back here barely 2.5 hours later to appear in the final. And
that's the perks of being young, that you can do that.
Well, I'm not sure if those are goggles or those are glasses over the goggles, but they look pretty special in lane 0. Jake Kirkham from first in lane 0. Cameron Gordon, Dumfries in 1. Cameron Travis, Aberdeen Performance in 2. Ben Galloway, City Glasgow 3. Rory McKinnon, Mulgine Bearsden in 4. Tony Anderson, City Glasgow in 5. Yusuf El Doi from Hamilton Aquatics 6. Harry Sanderson from Shetland in 7. Finn Bremner, Wanderbaths goes in lane number 8. And Craig McDonald, Western Bartonshire, is in outside lane in 9. 25.34, Rudy McKinnon by over half a second faster than Tony Anderson. Ben Galloway 25.93 and 94 respectively. Well, Rory McKinnon is really a big speed merchant, and as long as he gets up to a good start, you'd fancy him very strongly, and he has got a good start in lane 4 there, Catherine. And
yeah, lane 2's off to a really good start as well.
So coming down with 15 to go, Rory McKinnon looks as though he's just got this one. Cameron Travis and Ben Galloway. That's how it finishes, 24.83. Rory McKinnon. Cameron Travis 25.12 and 25.53 for Ben Galloway. Well, lane 2 gets up to take second. As we said, no guarantees in this where those medals are going to come from. So we swim all these events before we do our presentations. These presentations at the other end of the pool. So on to our 16-year-olds. In lane 0, Cameron Allison from Dumfries. Josh Aspinall, Wanderbaths goes in 1. Lewis Hammond, South Ayrshire in lane 2. 3 is Elliot Miller from first. In 4, Miles Lapsley, Swim West Lothian. Douglas Kelly, City Glasgow in 5. Mark Ford, City Glasgow in 6. And I'm going to wish happy birthday, Graham Baird in lane 7 from Scotia. It's his 16th birthday today. Cameron Billsland, South Lanarkshire in lane number 8. Oliver Goad from Cooper in District in lane 9. So Will Graham Baird in lane 7. Celebrate his birthday by maybe shocking the lads in the middle lanes and getting a medal. You never know. A good start in lane number 5 and 6 rather by Mark Ford. Douglas Kelly in 5 also well there, and in lane 3 Elliot Miller. This is anybody's. And lane 5 Douglas Kelly perhaps. Lane 4 coming through very strongly, Miles Lapsley, and in 2 Lewis Hammond. Douglas Kelly 3rd, and Miles Lapsley, it was fast and furious. Miles at the very death came through just to take that. A little bit slower away than the rest. So Miles Lapsley finishes in first place where it counts. Lewis Hammond, South Ayrshire in 2nd, and Douglas Kelly, City Glasgow in 3rd place. That was you never called that with 15 to go there, Catherine.
I think his dive was maybe a bit slow off the block compared to everyone else, but he definitely made it back in the end there.
So our 17, 18s now in lane 0. Sonny Kennedy, Warner Baths. Lewis Biddle in 1, also Warner Baths. Oscar Smiley, South Ayrshire in 2. Rory Dixon, North Ayrshire in 3. Fraser Ague, Aberdeen Performance in 4. Greg Fairbairn, North Lanarkshire in 5. In lane number 6, Angus Nicholl, City Glasgow. Maxwell Cattermole, City Glasgow, goes in lane number 7. John Keane, Swim West Lothian in 8. And Keir Edgar from 1st is in lane 9. Now Fraser Agnew 24.48, Greg Fairbairn 24.72, Rory Dixon 24.89. Those were the fastest 3 from the heats. Will this one go to Forum? Fraser Agnew, senior bronze squad member, winner at the summer meet, finalist here last year, has got a good start, but it's all very level. Difficult to make out a leader. It may just be Fraser Agnew in 4, in 3 Rory Dixon, Oscar Smiley in 2. Well, it's very tight. Fraser Agnew and Rory Dixon certainly 1-2, 23.91. Second place was Rory, 24.37. And Angus Nicholl in lane 6, 24.49, takes 3rd place. Fraser Agnew just got a really good start and just kept it going. A nice finish for him, 23.91. So that concludes 53 for the fellas. Will be the girls' turn very shortly. I'm not sure whether we do presentation. I think we do up at the other end. As you can see, the camera is ready to go. So we'll present I think the 11 to 13 year olds and 14 year olds, Catherine. And then we do the 15, 16 year olds, and by that time these lads that have just finished will have recovered, hopefully, to get presented with their medals. So at orange top, Hamilton Aquatics, Adam Candle is our bronze medalist in the 11-13 year old category. Ian Fleming, SASA Vice President, doing these presentations. Duncan Young, South Ayrshire, bronze medalist in the 14 year old age group. Alfie Maguire, City Sunderland, is the silver medalist in the 11-13 year old category. And Dylan Cashmore, South Ayrshire, is the silver medalist. And Scottish National Age Group champion in the 11-13-year-old age group category. From Stirling Swim is Murray Dixon. And in the 14-year-old category, William Storer is the National Age Group champion from South Aberdeenshire. Fantastic for these lads to get on the podium. There'll be cherished memories for them. And Stirling Swim doing very well today. One of the swimmers this afternoon, one of the young swimmers won the 1500, Nathan Campbell, in that 14-year-old age group, so they'll be amassing some useful points. So we move on to the 15 and 16-year-olds. They'll be making their way over to get presented just in a moment. So this probably is the pinnacle for swimmers at school, Carthen, and I'm sure when you were doing this, this was your target at the end of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Snags is like a massive meet for Scottish National Age Groups. It is one of those opportunities where you do get to race them against people of your age. I mean, open meets are brilliant, but when you're younger, you feel like you don't get that opportunity for a second race sometimes, whereas this is the opportunity that you need.
So our bronze medalist in the 15-year-old age group category, Ben Galloway from City of Glasgow. And our 16-year-old bronze medalist, also City of Glasgow, Douglas Kelly. I'm not quite sure whether we're doing our 17-year-olds or we're on to, we're back to our 15-year-olds. Silver medalist, Aberdeen Performances, Cameron Travis. South Ayrshire again, silver medalist Lewis Hammond, our Scottish National Age Group champion in the 15-year-old age group from Milgine Bears Den. Adam Riley will be chuffed to bits with that. Rory McKinnon on the podium. And Gordon Glasgow also be chuffed with his swimmer Miles Lapsley, the 14-year-olds. The 16-year-old National Age Group champion, some West Lothian in third place in the points table. That will help them massively. We will now move on to presentations for our 70-year-old, 78-year-olds. That was Angus Nicholl getting a bronze medal. Rory Dixon, our silver medalist from North Ayrshire, and our Scottish National Age Group champion, Fraser Agnew from Aberdeen Performance. So again, photo shoot from a number of the coaches. So the Glasgow with a few swimmers up there, Danielle making sure, and Jess Wilkie getting Rory Dixon, giving a wee shake of the hand. So back to the end of the pool. This is the 11-13-year-old girls 50 freestyle final. So West Lothian, Jessica Heaps goes in lane 0. Wonderbass Holly Thompson in 1. West Lothian's Jessica Dempster in 2. Darcy Brown, Arbroath St Thomas in lane number 3. From Hamilton Aquatics, Naya Legarda. Kate Carruthers, Heart of Midlothian in lane number 5. Ariana Stokes, Tynemouth in 6. Millie MacArthur, South Lanark in 7. Ellie Craig Collins, Wonderbaths in 8. Emma Leggett, South Lanarkshire in lane number 9. So fastest qualifier in lane 4, 12-year-old Hamilton Aquatics 28.39. Kate Carruthers, winner of the 100 from Heart of Midlothian, 28.78. Well, can she challenge Hamilton Aquatics girl in that orange cap, who's got off to a good start here, Catherine?
Yeah, she had a really good dive there in lane 4.
Kate Carruthers trying to get in terms, but at the moment it's Naya in lane 4 with the advantage. Kate Carruthers looks to be second. Oh, she's finishing very strongly. Kate Carruthers is going to get up, I think, to take this. She did indeed. 28.21. Well done, Kate. And Naya 28.30. Another great swim for both these girls. Third place for Tynemouth, Ariana Stokes from lane 6. 28.99. Well, I didn't see that with 15 to go. Kate Carruthers just got the bit between her teeth and got there, Catherine. Fantastic, wasn't that?
Yeah, I mean, you said she won the 100 freestyle, so obviously her strength is that back end as well. So getting in and just sticking to her race plan, winding up the arms into the wall, worked for her well.
Absolutely, and second place earlier on in the 400. She already had a 400 this afternoon where she finished second and improved on her time as well. So the Hearts girls flying this week, as they always appear to do. So on to the 14-year-old girls. Ellie Hamilton from first in lane 0. Emma Mill from Highland Swim Team in 1. Molly Main, Hamilton Aquatics in 2. Millie Milne, let's see what she can do. Wander Bass in 3, winner of the 100. Elise Cousins from the Highland Swim Team. Then Rada McGregor from Carnegie, who's very impressive in the heats in 5. Catriona Stewart, Western Bartonshire in 6. Drew Mackenzie, Swim West Lothian in 7. Amber Stevenson 8. South Ayrshire. Natasha Simpson, Wander Bass in 9. Catriona Stewart, watch for her in lane 6. She will go out very fast. If she wants to do that, she needs to get a good start. If she wants to be in the medal position, and she got it pretty well. But in lane 4, Elias Cousins from the Highland Swim Team going particularly well, and in lane number 2, Molly Main from Hamilton Aquatics. There's another tight finish ahead of us. Lane 4 looks to be the winner in this one. Millie Mill in second. Elias Cousins takes that from Millie Milne. 27.62, 27.96. Drew Mackenzie from lane 7, 28.03, takes third. Well, Elias Cousins got off to a good start. It just kept it going. Nice swim. So lane 4, again the winner in that one. So on to our 15-year-olds. In lane 1, Natalie Jones from Wander Bass. Gracie May, Hamilton Aquatics, goes in 2. In lane 3, from Finns, Neza Dollins-Lusnar. Kira Steriker, South Ayrshire, in 3. Her teammate Lucy Grieve goes in 4. Eva Alguera, Ogan Bearsden, in 5. Clara Van Opel, Atari West London, in lane 6. Anya Stesser, Aberdeen Performance 7. Jenna McLean, Highland Swim Team in 8. And from Epsom District, Clara Alston. This is the 15-year-old freestyle final. Now, Lucy Grieve, Eva Alguero in 4 and 5, separated by 100ths. And that might be the difference between a medal for some of these girls in this one. Good start in lane 4 by Lucy Grieve there. Kira Steriker, her teammate, also well there in 3. The 2 Ayrshire girls going very well. And Clara Van Opel in that black cap in 6. That might be where the medals are going to come from. Lucy Grieve, Kira Steriker, Clara Van Opel. Clara Van Opel, I think, got second. No, she didn't. She got third. It's the 2 Ayrshire girls. South Ayrshire, Lucy Grieve, Kira Steriker. Now Byron will be doing somersaults over on the other side of the pool, I'm sure. Brian and Brian. With their two swimmers, 1, 2. Clara Van Opel taking third. And South Ayrshire are having a good meet as well, Catherine. Not the biggest of teams, but they're well up there in the top 10 as well. Nice to see that. So on to the 16-year-olds. Anna Morgan, Hamilton Aquatics goes in 0. Caitlin Cambrook, City of Sunderland in 1. Kirsty McNair, Mulgine Bearsden in lane 2. Katie Goodburn, Warder-Bass 3. Caroline Lewitt, Natari West London in 3. Victoria Bergelli, Hamilton Aquatics in 5. Emma Russell, Heart of Midlothian 6. Eve Corrigan, Hamilton from Warder-Bass in 7. Rosie Morgan, Hamilton Aquatics in 8. Elaine Murray from the Broch in 9. Well, Emma Russell in 6, Katie Goodburn in 3, Rosie Morgan in 8. We're 1, 2, 3 in the 100. But they don't have pole position in this one. Caroline Lewitt, Victoria Bergelli in 4 and 5. The fastest in the heats. That's what happens now that counts. A good start in lane 5 by Victoria Bergelli. And halfway it might be Katie Goodburn in 3. It's another tight finish ahead of us. Well, Katie Goodburn in 3 and in lane 5, Victoria Bergelli. Victoria Bergelli may have just got that from Caroline Lewitt and Katie. That is indeed, well, 26.65 for Victoria, 26.74 for Caroline and 26.75 for Katie. Well, I did think Victoria had snatched it, but I didn't want to call second and third.
Very close racing.
And it was a 100th of a second. That was the difference between second and third, as it was in the heats.
Yeah, it's all about getting that hand on the wall first.
So we move on to last of the sprints this evening. That's the 17-18-year-olds. Rebecca Reid, Aberdeen Amateurs in lane 0. Lauren Weatherall, Ellesmere College Titans in 1. Maria Garoni from Hamilton Aquatics in 2. Yasmin Perry, Aberdeen Performance in 3. Katie Robertson, South Ayrshire in 4. Emily Peck, Hamilton Aquatics in 5. Rachel Gillespie, Mulgine Bearsden 6. Kirsten Laurie, Edinburgh University in 7. Lucy Ross, South Lanarkshire in 8. And Hannah Young, South Ayrshire in 9. Emily Peck in 5. Katie Robertson in 4. Maria Ironi in 2. Well, 1, 2, 3 and 100. Watch for Yasmin Perry in lane 3. Different style of swimming. It's a straight arm you'll see from Yasmin. And she hardly breathes. She breathes on about every 9th stroke. Katie Robertson, Yasmin Perry in 4 and 3, and in lane 5 Emily Peck. Those 3 very prominent, and 2 middle lanes seem to have it. Coming down into the final few metres, Katie Robertson in 4. She's going to have to settle for second. Emily Peck gets up to take that, and the dying stages 26.39. Katie Robertson 26.52. Yasmin Perry 26.75 in third place. Well, you hardly got a chance to see that unique stroke of Yasmin. Pretty fast and furious, but you would see early doors Yasmin hardly breathing, and that got a bronze medal. So again, back up to the other end of the pool for our presentations. So first of all, our bronze medalist in the 11-13-year-old category. Who is third? Now just confirm the third place for you in that one. Third place was Ariana Stokes, Anglo-Scot from Tynemouth. And our 14-year-olds, Drew McKenzie, Swim West Lothian, our bronze medalist. Silver medalist, Niall Lagarda from Hamilton Aquatics. Millie Milne, silver medalist from Warner Baths. And the 11-13-year-old national age group champion 2019 from Harton Midlothian, Kate Carruthers, doubling up as she did in the 100. And our Scottish national age group champion. Nice to see the Highland swim team on podium 1, Eloise Cousins. Not a big representation from the Highland swim team, but they're performing very well this week. Jimmy Orr doing fantastic up there. This is some very useful swimmers now. He's been up there 2 or 3 years. And looks as though this is all these things he's been doing are coming to roost this week. Certainly Eloise has been swimming very well. Another one that does a whole mixture of events. So we move on to our 15-16-year-olds presentations. First of our 15-year-olds will be presented. So a bronze medalist in this one from Matari, West London, is Clara Van Opel. Now I wonder if we're going to do 3 for the price of 2 in this one. Another SASA Vice President Colin Kennedy, I think, is doing these presentations. Katie Goodburn, Warner Baths, is the bronze medalist in the 16-year-old category. And 17-18-year-old category, Yasmin Perry, Aberdeen Performance. Looks like she's hardly got her breath back.
Yeah, just put her jacket on top and off she goes.
And South Ayrshire almost taking control of the podium for this one. Silver medalist Kira Sterica in the 15-year-old category. In the 6-year-old category, Natari's Caroline Lewitt is the silver medalist, and a 17-18-year-old also from South Ayrshire, Katie Robertson. And staying with that South Ayrshire, in the 15-year-old age group category, Lucy Grieve is the Scottish national age group champion. We might see her later on in that podium position in number 1 in the 200 butterfly. We'll wait and see what happens later on. Our 16-year-old winner from Hamilton Aquatics, Victoria Bergelli. And also in the 17-18-year-old category from Hamilton Aquatics, Emily Peck. So in the 16-year-old category, Katie Goodburn is our Scottish national age group champion. And in the 17-18-year-old category, Katie Robertson is our Scottish national age group champion. And the reason being that the gold and silver medalists in that 16-year-old category are both non-Scots. So Katie Goodburn, being the top Scot, goes away with a couple of medals, as does Katie Robertson in that last event. So again, 2 for the price of 1.
It is always a nice feeling to have
Can't be
2
bad.
medals.
So on to your 40th breaststroke, Catherine. So I'm sure you'll give us plenty expertise as we move on to 5 finals up and coming. So this is the 11 to 13-year-olds. All these lads that qualify, they're all 13. And a good spread of clubs as we've had throughout the evening. In lane 0, from Kingston, Guy Pelosi. In lane 1, from Hazelmere, Finlay Jackson. In lane 2, Arbroath St Thomas, Cameron Mitchell. East Lothian swim teams, Stefan Kravitz goes in 3. From Grantham, in 4, Callum Melville. Oscar Bilbao from Hamilton Aquatics in 5. Alfie Maguire, City of Sunderland, in lane 6. Matthew McMillan, Carnegie 7. Mark Scott from Finns in 8. And Alexander Robin from the City of Glasgow goes in lane 9. This is the 11-13-year-old 100 breaststroke final. So Callum Melville in lane 4. One of the 200 from Grantham. I want to ensure he wins this one. Off to a pretty good start in lane 4. So at the moment about half a metre ahead, Catherine.
Yeah, he's going well so far. See what he can do on this second 50 if he can hold on to the lead that he makes on the first.
So halfway mark, 33.27. It's around 3/4 of a second over Oscar Bilbao. And the other side, Stefan Kravitz going well. At the moment, it's advantage with Calvin going still pretty strongly with 25 to go, Catherine.
Yeah, now he's just got to hold it into the wall, keep his stroke going, try not to kind of snatch at the water, keep that catch and that feel.
And a nice camera shot as he comes in. Oscar Bilbao will take second. Stefan Kravitz will be third. Callum Melville from Grantham. And he's an Anglo-Scot, so he will be our Scottish national age group champion.
It's a nice improvement from the heat as well.
1:13.20, and he takes over a couple of seconds off it. As you see, a 1:11.05. Oscar Bilbao and Stefan Kravitz 1:12 and 1:12.79 respectively. Also improving on their heats earlier this afternoon. Thing is, the 14 and unders don't get a lot of time to recover. They have swims in the afternoon heats, and then they're back a couple of hours later for the final session. Whereas the older swimmers, they swim in the morning, finish by 12 o'clock, and they've got a bit more recovery time to come along and compete. So on to the 40-year-olds. Owen Carroll, Per City in lane 0. David Kernahan, Warner Bass in 1. His teammate Owen Ray in 2. Douglas Calder from first in 3. Matthew Hand from Ards in 4. Elliot Woodburn, Kendall in 5. James Keane, Swim West Lothian in 6. Robert Stewart, City of Glasgow, goes in 7. Austin Sinclair from Dumfries 8. Callum Ferretti, Mulgine Bearsden in lane 9. This is the 14-year-old 100 breaststroke final. Now Matthew Hand and Elliot Woodburn, Ards and Kendall respectively, will be strong fancies for this one. And it may be Douglas Calder and James Keane in 3 and 6 are fighting it out for top Scot. The two non-Scots off to a good start here, Catherine, especially Elliot Woodburn in 5.
Yeah, they both use that dive really well. The kind of important thing off that dive is you get a lot for nothing, almost creating momentum just from diving the pool. So as long as you don't rush it and kind of use that underwater phase, you can kind of create a lot of momentum for yourself into your stroke.
And the turn key, Catherine.
Yeah, again, hitting that wall on kind of the up phase of our stroke, so you're kind of ready to go up and round on your turn rather than hitting it on the kind of full extension down phase of a stroke. You have to kind of create that momentum to come up and over that way.
At the moment, still advantage with Elliot. Matthew Hand. Battle is probably for that third place. Coming down the stretch. Elliot and Matthew. That's the 1-2. And Douglas Calder, I think he's going to get up to finish top Scot in third place and get a bronze from John Keane. Is indeed Elliot Woodburn. Again, impressive swimming from these lads. Much faster than the heats. Elliot 1:12.60, 1:08.77. Matthew Hand 1:10.37. Douglas Calder 1:11.91. James Keane 1:12.18. Not much between the two Scots. But pretty impressive swimming there, Catherine.
Very impressive swimming.
So Douglas and James going much faster. Douglas was 13.66, John 16.68, a lot slower in the heats. I'm sure John was saving himself, but not quite doing enough to get up and finish top Scot. That goes to Douglas. So on to our 15-year-olds. Sam Harrison, Carnegie in 0. Finn Bremner, Wanderbath in 1. Jamie Littlefield, Wander in 2. Ben Galloway, City Glasgow 3. Yusuf Eldoui from Hamilton Aquatics in 4. Inverclyde's Matthew Garrity in 5. Liam Murphy first in 6. Tony Anderson, City Glasgow 7. Murray Pritchard, Perth City in 8. Thomas Christie, South Aberdeenshire goes in lane 9. Well, Yusuf, fastest qualifier, was third in the 200, winner of the 50. Matthew Garrity, winner of that 200, third in the 50. And they're 1-2 in the 100. Don't discount Ben Galloway, Jamie Littlefield, Liam Murphy, Tony Anderson. And good start in lane 4 by Yusuf. And it's advantage Yusuf at the moment, Catherine.
Yeah, he's doing well so far, keeping that kind of long stroke out the front, using that kick to kind of carry momentum through.
Matthew Garrity now making a move. Let's see how the turn is. Well, Inverclyde swimmer off the wall. Nice turn from Matthew.
Very good turn.
Runner-up in this event last year, but lots of work that Matthew's got to do to have this challenge from Yusuf. He's responding though, Catherine.
Yeah, he's kind of up to his stroke rate, so we'll see if he can hold this on the last 15 metres.
A wonderful camera shot of Matthew Garrity getting the job done for Inverclyde. And Shirley will be delighted again with Matthew. Very mature performance, taking that second place. Yusuf Eldoui and Jamie Littlefield comes through from lane 2 to take third place. So cracking race again, and Matthew Garrity 1:07.49. He looked pretty strong down that final stretch, didn't he there, Catherine?
Yeah, I was worried that he was going to kind of burn out on that last 15, but he managed to keep his stroke going really well.
So again, medalists, that's the 11-13s and 14s for our 100 breaststroke. So our bronze medalist, Stefan Kravitz from East Lothian swim team. Just about to be presented with that medal.
By Michael Jamieson nonetheless.
And 14-year-olds, bronze medalist, Douglas Calder. Getting my Douglases mixed up, my apologies. Douglas Calder from first. Well done, Douglas. There'll be another medal coming your way very shortly. Second place in the 11-13-year-old category, Oscar Bulbio, Hamilton Aquatics. Matthew Hand from Ards is the silver medalist in the 14-year-old category. And our Scottish National Age Group champion, all the way from Grantham, Callum Melville. And our Scottish champion, Age Group champion from Kendal, Elliot Woodburn. So, getting a second medal, Scottish National Age Group champion in the 14-year-old category. Looks pretty pleased, Douglas. I think he got a, not quite sure, but I think he got 2 for the price of 1 the other night.
He's doing well in his collection of medals then.
Absolutely. Nice to see Douglas swimming really strongly the last 6 months. Didn't have the best of back end of seasons, but has really come to the fore, doing really well. So we move on to the 16-year-olds. In lane 0 from Midlothian, Lewis Thompson. Warner Baths, Jason English goes in 1. Well, he's back for a second swim. Graham Baird from Scotia in 2. Warner Baths, Angus Allison in 3. Tommaso Servini from Hamilton Aquatics in lane 4. Pietro Lombardo, Natari West London in 5. Mount Kelly's Louis Nguyen in 6. Nathan Grimley, Swim West Lothian in 7. Finlay Wallace, Arbroath St Thomas 8. And Douglas Kelly, I knew Douglas Kelly was coming soon. City Glasgow in lane number 9. This is the 100 breaststroke final for our 16-year-olds. Tommaso Servini, 1:08.02, 1:08.90 for Pietro Lombardo. They were the fastest qualifiers. Nice starting 4 there for Tommaso. Looking good at this early stage.
Yeah, he's really setting his stroke up well.
Nguyen from Mount Kelly in 6 is actually taking it up here, Catherine.
Yeah, you can see kind of the difference between all their strokes in here. There's not really like one way to swim breaststroke. You kind of have to find which way suits you best.
It's Pietro 31.90, 31.93 for Louis. Tommaso 32.74 with some work to do, but it's all to play for Angus Allison in 3, also in the mix. It looks like Pietro's getting to work. Tommaso coming through strongly in the latter stages here, Catherine. And the angle shows those two nip and tuck. Pietro, Tommaso, it's on the touch. Tommaso, I think, it was Pietro, 1:07.71, 1:07.87. Angus Allison sneaks in, a late charge to take third, 1:08.08. So,
It's a good race into the end. I think
unfortunately, we have a disqualification in that last. Pietro in lane 5, disqualification. So I'm not quite sure what the reason for that one would be, but we could speculate. It might have been the turn. That's the usual thing with breaststroke.
Yeah,
sometimes you
touch.
don't nail the turn, Catherine, as you well know.
Yeah, kind of. Sometimes you kind of come in anticipating your turn, and therefore that turn like one-handed because you're already drawn back the other hand. So it's just been a bit too quick in anticipating that kind of spin round the wall.
Yeah, that's maybe not the reason, but it's the most likely scenario. You're trying to get that advantage, get off that wall as quick as you can, and as you say, if you just just mistime it and you don't catch the wall cleanly, then that might be the reason that Pietro was disqualified. So as a result, Tommaso Servini, Angus Allison, Finlay Wallace, that's the 1, 2, 3. So the last breaststroke event is coming up. 17, 18-year-olds, Cole Price, Bear City in 0, Greg Fairbairn, North Lanarkshire in 1, Thomas Cannon, Inverclyde in 2, Hamilton Aquatics, Richard Kozhabaya in 3, Max Hagan, City Glasgow 4, Andrew McIntosh, Edinburgh University 5, John Keane, West Lothian 6, Archie Goodburn, Wonderbaths 7, Rory Dixon, North Ayrshire 8, and Andrew Arthur, Aberdeen in 9. Well, you could almost have a British championship here with Max Hagan, Andrew McIntosh, John Keane and Archie Goodburn. And 4 Scots. Real quality in this one, Catherine.
Yeah, you can usually see the difference in breaststrokers if you're kind of more of a sprinter and therefore go out fast, or if you're more the 200 breaststroker and you therefore come back fast.
Well, Archie Goodburn in lane 7. Probably just doing enough to qualify, and he's out like a train in this one, Catherine. And my money's on Archie at the halfway mark now. 28.90, that's impressive.
It is impressive, 50 split. It doesn't look like he was all giving it all that much, so he should be able to come back fast as well.
Well, he was second at the British Championships, Archie Goodburn, and you can see his class in this one coming through very strongly. Is Max Hagan, City Glasgow, who's really come on last month or so, but Archie, I think, is going to take this by about a metre. Or is he? Max is certainly going to take that cracking swim from Max to take second. And Andrew McIntosh just gets up to beat John Keane for 3rd place. What a race. She went out very strongly in that one, Catherine.
Very strong, and that is the difference between being that kind of sprint breaststroker or the what's deemed as, I suppose, the longer distance breaststroker. Being able to use that speed on the way out and then hold on is like a massive ask for a lot of people. I knew it was for me. I kind of fly and die was my way of getting through races, and sometimes.
Well, Archie from lane 7 does what Millie Milne the other night did from lane 7 in the 100 free. Sneaked in and won it. But, don't think anybody would have been thinking that Archie was going to sneak in from lane 7. It's obviously going to be a strong fancy to take that or be in the mix. So anyway, back to presentations. This is the 15-year-olds. Our runner-up, sorry, our bronze medalist in the 15-year-old category. Just check that. Is Jamie Littlefield from Wonderbaths. Angus Allison, silver medalist in the 60-year-old category. Matthew Garrity, the national age group champion in the 15-year-olds from Inverclyde. Our 16-year-old national age group, our 16-year-old champion. Tommaso Servini. Angus Allison is the national age group champion, the 16-year-olds. Finlay Wallace, Arbroath St Thomas, in the 16-year-old category was the bronze medalist. Jamie Littlefield in that 15-year-old. And Yusuf El Day, Hamilton Aquatic, silver medalist in the 15-year-olds. So Andrew McIntosh, Edinburgh University. is the bronze medalist. Max Hagan, silver medalist from City of Glasgow. And that's a good burn from the Wanderers Bass Club. Is the Scottish National Age Group Champion. Once again, as he was last year. I think he's quite pleased with that, Catherine.
Yeah, I would like to think so.
And good to see Andrew McIntosh coming back out with injury, and had a very impressive 200. Him and Archie had a cracking battle. Archie was there or thereabouts, but the last 50 Andrew came through and was well away at the death. Cracking race, and nice to see him back on the podium and swimming well. So 200 butterfly to finish with. Is this something that you ever did?
I think I've done one 200 breaststroke race in my life. It's not something I enjoyed or ever actually wanted to do. I mean, I was kind of fortunate that I was bad at fly and therefore didn't have to do it. No one really wanted to watch me do a 200 fly.
Yeah, I always think the 200 butterfly is the mental event for some of these swimmers, but some of them love it. Everybody to their own taste, I suppose.
That is the key to swimming, yeah, do what you enjoy.
So on to the 11, 13-year-olds. In lane 0, Natalie Moody, West Lothian; Grace Courtney, East Lothian in 1, Emma Creaney, North Lanarkshire 2, Stella McCarty, Wren 96 3, Libby Freeman, Morpeth in 4, Chloe Barron, Mid Lothian 5, Jessica Heaps in 6 from West Lothian; East Lothian's Ellie Armstrong in 7, Millie MacArthur, South Lanarkshire in 8, Ellie Galt, Ethan goes in lane number 9. Libby Freeman from Morpeth, 2:29.76, was mightily impressive. She's about 8 seconds faster than the rest of the field from the heats, and already looking pretty strong in this one in lane number 4, Catherine.
Yeah, again, it's all about pacing. It's great to kind of win the 50 or win the 100, but the race is 200 metres. So if she's going to go out first, she's going to have to kind of swim her own race from the front, which is sometimes hard, but at least on fly you can't really see anyone anyway, and if you can, you're already behind.
Well, she came into the meet on a 2:30.42. That was where she won at the Northumberland and Durham meet, and she went a little bit better in the heats, improving on that 2:29.76, and it wouldn't surprise me if she took a couple of seconds further off that. We'll wait and see at the halfway mark. Going out very strongly indeed. 109. 109.24. Stella McCarty from Wren 96 in second, and the other side, Chloe Barron 1:13.30. Even at this stage, it's looks pretty good for Libby.
Yeah, that third 50 is usually the key on a 200 to kind of keep the pace going. Don't get overexcited, you've still got 50 metres to go, but also kind of try to kind of rev it up a little bit into that last turn so you can use that momentum and really give it all in that last 50 metres.
And the girls behind, what's key to them?
To them it's kind of not losing your head on this last 50. Try not to race it out with what you know you're capable of, and then really just kind of stick with your technique, the things that you work on day in, day out in training. It all comes into that race tactics of pulling on the stroke, keep the kick, keep the rhythm going, try not to kind of over-rev it, overrate it.
And both girls are keeping it going pretty steadily. Both Stella and Chloe in second and third. They've kept that rhythm, as you say, going pretty strongly. And I think just beginning to tie up Libby a little bit in the death, having to do it all on her own. 2:30.16. Second place will be Stella McCarty from Wren 96, 2:34.52. A big improvement on the heat time, and 2:35.08 for Chloe Barron. Well, that one not quite going to the seedings. 4:53, it finishes 4:35. But, both Stella and Chloe will be delighted to get medals after that. Maybe Freeman, 2:30.16. We'll get the gold in the 200 butterfly. Stella McCarty, the West District champion, finishing in second place. And Chloe Barron from Midlothian. She's East District champion. And she finishes third. So we move on to the 14-year-olds. Black cap of Carnegie. Thanrada McGregor goes in 0. Lauren Clark, East Lothian swim team in 1. Nicole Flynn, North Lanarkshire in 2. Millie Milne, Warner Baths in 3. Erin Taylor, Finns in 4. Holly McGill, who's having a really good meet, Heart of Midlothian in 5. Drew McKenzie, West Lothian in 6. Another one who's swimming very well this week. Anna Mills from the City of Peterborough in 7. Erin Hughes, North Lanarkshire in 8. And Leah Hughes, City of Glasgow in 9. Well, Millie Milne, as I said, winner of the 100 freestyle. There she is, 200 butterfly. So some of these girls can do a fair mixture. Good to see that. Well, Erin Taylor, 2:28.68, was much faster in the heats than anyone else. And Millie Milne in 3's got off to a good start. Looking very strong, as is Drew McKenzie in 6. Here, Catherine.
Yeah, she's off to a really good start. Now it's just kind of keeping that rhythm going, try not to slow down the pace that she's kind of set herself, and she should be on for a good race here.
Interesting tactics from Erin Taylor. And this one probably just being told, settle down into a nice rhythm. Don't worry. She comes into the meet as the Scottish Schools champion, East District champion, winner of the summer meet. So she knows how to win races. Looks like she's struck the front now. Drew McKenzie in 6, also going very nicely. She's the national champion. She was second in the schools behind Erin. It's all to play for. Third place, Millie Milne from Warner Baths. Third at the East Districts. And the other girl in the picture, Holly Milne from Heart of Midlothian. Fourth at East District. So a lot of quality in this. It's at the moment very much an East District battle. Finns, West Lothian, Warner and Hearts. But Finns are certainly looking a lot stronger with Erin now. Looks good, doesn't she, Catherine?
She does look really good. She's kind of winding it up now into the last kind of 25 metres coming up. She just needs to keep her head down, keep pulling at the water, keep that rhythm going all the way into the wall now.
Well, it's who wants second place. Millie Milne in 3 looks the favourite, and Holly and Drew might just be battling out for that bronze. Holly Milne, I think, might just be shading third place. This is a cracking swim from Erin Taylor. So Erin comes in. We'll wait for that time, 2:26.68. Well, she's gone faster than she did in the heats. Second place, Millie Milne, 2:29.61, significantly faster than the heats. Holly McGill. It's on the podium in the butterfly, 2:30.59. Well, she's having a super meet, Holly McGill. Millie Milne in second after winning a 100 freestyle. Taylor will be the national champion in the 40-year-old category. On to the 15-year-olds. So Jacqueline McMillan, in lane 0 from Carnegie. Ella Took, Tynemouth goes in 1. In lane 2, South Lanarkshire's Rebecca Ogier. Last year's winner from Aberdeen Performance, Anya Slesser. From Mies, Madeline Robertson. In lane 5, Lucy Grieve from South Ayrshire. In lane 6, Catherine Bailey from Perth City. Lauren Chalmers, Ren 96, goes in lane number 7. Katie Shanahan, City Glasgow in 8, and Laura Frizzell, best in lane number 9. Lucy Grieve, the runner-up to Anya Slesser in this last year, and Katie Shanahan was third. Well, they're all in different positions in the heats, and Lucy Grieve and Katie Shanahan at the moment pretty prominent. Annalyn Robertson, Anya Slesser as well in lane 3. So those 4 are well positioned at the 50. Katie Shanahan, 30-36 in lane 8, takes it out very strongly as she has to do. Annalyn Robertson coming through into the lead here, Catherine.
Yeah, with Katie, I mean, we know she's got the stamina to keep going. She did that 400 free earlier, but she has just done a 400 free, so I don't think I would manage a 400 free into a 200 fly. She's had a kind of tough double tonight.
It is a big ask to do a 400 and a 200 butterfly, but some of these girls actually do that, and they seem to enjoy it as well.
That's the main thing.
So at halfway, Madeline from Katie and Lucy, with Anya Slesser with what to do in 4th place. And last year's champion is not going to be on the podium, I'd fancy. At the moment, advantage with Madeline in lane 4. Lucy Grieve looks as though she's now got into 2nd place, just ahead of Katie Shanahan. Let's see if anyone can threaten those 3 off the turn. It looks good for Madeline now, unless Lucy Grieve can find something. Down the final 30 metres, Annalyn Robertson looks pretty comfortable here, Catherine.
Yeah, she looks really good. Now it's just about racing that clock into the wall, trying to beat her heat time from this morning and hopefully do a PB.
So coming down the stretch, youth development squad member, she did 2:19.21 fairly recently, and 2:18.50. Lucy Grieve 2:21.32 in 2nd place. Katie Shanahan 2:23.23 in 3rd. No. That was very impressive from Madeline. Took it out from about halfway and just pulled further away, and Lucy Grieve had no answer.
Yeah, she's obviously quite experienced in how to race a 200 fly now, even at kind of 15 years old. I mean, you do a 200 fly every single week you go to, you know exactly what you need to do to A, win the race and B, kind of better your own times.
And Lucy Grieve certainly 200 butterfly, she's a very good butterfly swimmer, Lucy. And no disgrace to lose to that time, 2:18. But Lucy Grieve probably felt maybe she should have been a wee bit nearer. She might be a little bit disappointed with the time, but at least she goes away with a silver medal. And Katie Shanahan from lane 8 gets a bronze.
Yeah, you also learn a lot from any race you do, whether it's a win, a lose, a good or bad race. And that's the kind of main thing about racing at this age. You've kind of got to just take it as an experience. Each race, you kind of learn something, whether it is good or bad. So as long as you can look back, see what you did, analyse the race, and then next time you do it, it should be like help you to improve on that.
Yep. So back to our presentations. This is the 11-30-year-olds. Nice and low. Sasa, past president, I think, is doing these presentations. Good spread of medals across the clubs. This time it's Midlothian with Chloe Barron taking bronze medal. And Heart of Midlothian's Holly McGill, the 14-year-old bronze medalist. Stella McCarthy, Ren 96. Right, that's her second silver medal in the 11:30 category. Millie Milner, she's absolutely delighted to get a silver, isn't she?
As she should be.
And gold medal in the 11:30 category goes to Libby Freeman from Morpeth. Cracking swim from her. And Finns over in Fife, Erin Taylor, our Scottish National Age Group champion, the 14-year-old category. And Stella McCarthy, 2 for the price of 1, is our Scottish National Age Group champion in that 11:30 category, as Libby Freeman is a non-Scot. So it looks like there'll be a lot of happy swimmers going away with a couple of medals this evening. Well done to those girls. So another 2 more 200s. And that will conclude the individual events. We still have relays to finish the programme. Well, this could be a pretty open race. Grace Trotter goes in lane 0 from Bedfordshire. In lane 1, Aberdeen Performance, Tony Shaw. In lane 2, Warner Baths, Jenny Galloway. 3, Dale McDade, Heart of Midlothian. Lauren Patterson, Ren 96. In 4, Ellie Riley, Heart of Midlothian. The breaststroke specialist in lane 5. Morven Lister from Carnegie goes in 6. Morven also very good at backstroke. A good all-rounder as well from Carnegie. Iona Morley from Winchester in 7. Elise Fitzgerald, South Lanarkshire in 8. Taylor Walker, Ren 96, goes in 9. Lauren Patterson, Ren 96, will want to go one better. Our younger teammate Stella McCartney in this one. 2:26.60. Ellie Riley, breaststroke is her 40, but not bad at butterfly. But I don't know whether she will manage to pull this one out the hat. We'll wait and see. Other side of her is her teammate Adele McDade. And Jenny Galloway, another breaststroke specialist in 2, got it pretty strongly. And Elise Fitzgerald from South Lanarkshire has taken it out extremely strongly, as Katie Shanahan did in lane 8. So maybe Andy Figgins has told Elise to swim to certain instructions as she's gone out. Let's see if she can keep this under control. Here comes Lauren Patterson in lane 5, moving up. At the moment it's advantage with Lauren. He certainly just seems to be shading it, but it's all pretty tight here, Catherine, as we approach halfway.
Yeah, I mean, having a race plan is a pretty important thing to do, but sticking to it is actually a really hard task. You kind of get caught up in the race sometimes. You just go with the pace of the other girls.
Well, 108.50, 108.58. It's Ellie Riley with the touch just, but the better turn there was Lauren. Morven Lister, that other black cap, menacing in lane number 6. And Jenny Galloway, keep your eye on the Warner swimmer in lane 2. He's still well there. The 3 in the middle might just beginning to be pulling away, and that might be where the medals are coming from here, Catherine.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of all to play for on this last 50. Who's just got enough to kind of take it all the way into the wall?
Well, Ellie Riley is coming up to challenge Lauren. Well, Ellie Riley, having won the 200 breaststroke, is trying to see if she can do a 200 double with the butterfly, but Lauren Patterson fighting back here. 25 to go. It's Ellie Riley and Lauren Patterson. Morven Lister, I think, might have to settle for the bronze. Lauren Patterson just shading it. It's Lauren Patterson who's going to get this, I think. Lauren Patterson, I think, man, oh, it's on the touch, as it often is, isn't it, Catherine?
Yeah, it's kind of all in that finish.
What a finish. 2:24.32. Ellie Riley, Heart of Midlothian, snatches it at the death. Lauren Patterson, 2:24.34. Morven Lister, 2:25.17, and a good swim from Jenny Galloway in 4th place. Well, it's all about getting those arms in the right position.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that race is 200 metres long, not kind of 199 or 201. So it's often just down to who exactly finishes on that wall.
And we don't, unfortunately, get any really replays of that finish, but it's all about getting those arms right in the correct position so that the arms come down plumb 100% and hit that wall just spot on. And that's what is the difference between gold and silver. 200ths of a second. Ellie Riley, Lauren Patterson. Well, Ellie Riley kind of upsetting the apple cart. Every winner from lane 4 so far. Let's see if Yvonne Brown can readdress the balance in this one. She's the fastest qualifier. Alice Meldrum in lane 0 from South Lanarkshire. Nicola Lees, Swim West Lothian in 1. Emma Scully, City Glasgow 2. Serena Guaram, City Glasgow in 3. Yvonne Brown, South Lanarkshire in 4. Yasmin Perry, Aberdeen Performance in 5. Lucy Robertson, Heart of Midlothian in 6. Kiva Clegg, Boston in 7. Amy Richardson from the Best in 8. Evie Cuthbert, Midlothian in 9. Well, Yvonne Brown, South Lanarkshire. Derek McGowan said last night the swim of the night was Yvonne Brown in the 400 IM. Well, it probably was in the girls category. She was very impressive, totally dominant. 4:57. It was a cracking swim, and she was equally impressive in the heats. But Yasmin Perry, senior silver squad member, different style. Yasmin Perry from Yvonne Brown.
Yeah, very different stroke rates as well. You can see the kind of pace that Yasmin's moving her arms over compared to Yvonne.
Yvonne won't worry at the moment. I'm taking this on the basis that Yvonne Brown finishes strongly, builds the race. Yasmin Perry is the complete opposite, a sprinter. 200 is really her limit. She was third in this last year, which, to be honest, I was a little bit surprised she managed to pull a third place, having been very dominant in 50s and the 100. But she'll want to try and finish on a high. This is her final year at age groups. But here comes Yvonne. 105.47, 105.57, and here. Well, there's not much in it, but Yvonne Brown coming through. Serena Guaram, another one who loves doing butterfly. Well, Serena loves doing everything, to be perfectly honest, Catherine. She was second, Serena, at the national event last year. And Yvonne Brown coming through. It's a question of can Yasmin Perry keep that rhythm going, or will she fade? And Serena comes through. For the moment it looks pretty good for second place. Yvonne Brown looking good, isn't she?
Yeah, she's just pulling away now. And like you said, there was no worry to her that she was out second at the 50. She knew that that race was 200 metres and she knows exactly what she's capable of.
Well, Yvonne Brown, let's see the time, 2:17.51. 2:19.93 in the heats, and it looked easy in the heats. So that 2:17.51 for Yvonne, that's a PB, and a cracking PB at that. Yasmin Perry, 2:19.85. That was a fantastic swim for her. And Serena Iguaram, I'll be delighted to see her on the podium, because you'll get a big smile, as we always do, from Serena, and she'll be really pleased to finish off the evening with a podium position and a medal to go home with.
I think we all kind of deserve a medal after doing a change of flight.
I think we deserve a medal, Catherine. But I don't think anybody's going to be coming up here. But we did get cupcakes from the first team this morning.
I didn't get cupcake.
Well, you know, if you come tomorrow,
Yeah.
you never know. So medal presentations again. As the 15-year-old Katie Shanahan, City Glasgow, is the bronze medalist. In the 16-year-old category, confirm that third place in the 16-year-olds. Lucy Grieve, the silver medalist in the 15-year-olds. Lauren Patterson, bronze medalist, silver medalist rather, in the 60-year-old category. Catherine Bailey from Perth City is the bronze medalist in the 50-year-old category. And our national age group champion from ES, Madeline Robertson. And in the 60-year-old category, our Scottish national age group champion from Heart of Midlothian, Ellie Riley. A cracking swim from Ellie Riley to get up there just at the death. I'm sure Lauren will be a little bit disappointed when she goes home.
Yeah, did you say Ellie was a breaststroker as well?
Excellent breaststroker, yeah.
Pretty good at fly as well.
Not a bad, pretty good at fly. Freestyle's not too bad. Her backstroke, I think she'd admit, is her worst stroke, but very good all-rounder. And there we have Serena, bronze medalist, City Glasgow. Well, I did say you'd see a big swell from Serena. Yasmin Perry, silver medalist from Aberdeen Performance, and another big smile from Yvonne Brown, South Lanarkshire. There's nothing of her, but she gives it everything. And again, you have Danielle getting nudged just off camera shot, getting that photo of Serena for the City Glasgow team. It's really a very fun event, as you can see. These swimmers love it, love coming along, having a good day out.
Create that atmosphere together as a team as well.
So, fun event at the end of the evening is the mixed 17 and over 4x100 medley relay. So you saw the Hearts team getting ready. Just 3 go in the first heat, 8 go in the second one. So we get 2 for the price of 1 because we've got 11 teams. Nice to have a couple of heats to finish with.
Yeah, and with it being mixed, I suppose there's no guarantee that girls will be racing girls and guys are racing guys.
Yeah, it's sometimes all about tactics. where you put your swimmers. Sometimes they'll go out with the two guys first, and others might be they put the girls out first and come back with the guys, or they have a guy, girl, mix it up whichever way you like, and there's no right or wrong way, it's just what works for you. So Airdrie Monklands in lane 3, Heart of Midlothian go in 4, Stirling Swim in lane 5. So this on the times, this will be the slowest of the heats. So they do backstroke, then they do breaststroke, butterfly, and finish off with freestyle. So Airdrie Monklands, Lauren Buchanan for them, Erica Chopek for Hearts, Alexander Harris for Stirling Swim. So nice start for Stirling Swim. Two girls doing backstroke, one guy doing backstroke for Stirling. So this is where it all comes into play, different tactics, Catherine.
Yeah, different tactics, and just using your kind of strengths in that team, depending on obviously who's your fastest backstroker between guys and girls, and if that kind of weighs up into the other strokes as well.
So at this stage, no surprise with Stirling going out with the guys, being that little bit faster than the girls. They'll want to try and ensure a big lead. Jennifer Pollock will go in for Stirling. Ross Kerr for Hearts. Aaron Dolan for Adrian Monklands. Certainly Aaron Dolan, although he's a long way back, very strong on breaststroke, but Ross Kerr, useful breaststroker for Hearts. We'll try and get them back level pegging at halfway. But a good gap at the moment still to make up by the Hearts team.
Yeah, he's kind of on that chase now, kind of chasing her down into the wall. He's still got 50 metres to go.
So the gap at the moment, best part of 3 seconds. Let's see if Ross can eat into that lead. In fact, the board is actually showing Amy Malone rather than Jennifer Pollock. Ross Kerr still got some work to do to claw back that advantage. As I did say, Aaron Dolan is a cracking breaststroker, and from nowhere.
Yeah, pulled it right up.
Well, it's still all to play for. 3 teams with barely a couple of seconds between them. 2:21.38, 2:22.66 back to Airdrie Monklands. Airdrie Monklands have Lindsay Kay in for them. Lucy Robertson for Hearts. Jonathan Kilburn from Stirling Swim. Lindsay Kay, 23-year-old, still comes to a lot of district events and likes to compete, so good to see some of the older swimmers still competing at their club. Well, I would say that it should be Lindsay Kay, but that looks like a guy that it's actually Stephen Lamb. Our list is not right, so we'll go with what's on the scoreboard. Stephen Lamb and Alexander Harris are 2 swimmers. And the last takeover onto freestyle. Well clear now. Lauren Turnbull for Stirling Swim. They're well cleared now, Catherine.
Yeah, I've got a massive lead now. I can't see them losing this race.
Finlay Saunders for Hearts has got them into second. And it is indeed Third swimmer for Adrian Monklands. Looks to be Lewis McKean. Stirling take the first heat. Hart's in second. Adrian Monklands in third. So sorry about the slight mix-up with some of the swimmers in those heats. Hopefully get all our swimmers right. I've just been giving an update. Sometimes the team lines change a little bit, so someone has been kind enough to give us an updated team line for heat number 2. So as you can see, Aberdeen Performance in 1, Wander A team in 2, South Ayrshire 3, City Glasgow's A team in 4, the B team in 5, South Lanarkshire in 6, Arbroath St Thomas 7, Swim West Lothian in 8. Be nice to see Sophie Smith in the pool for Arbroath St Thomas,
Yeah,
doing the
absolutely.
anchor leg. So Fraser Wilson in the red cap, prominent for Wander Baths in lane number 2. Lane 5, Ryan Robertson going out for them. Their B team. City Glasgow's A team has Katie Taylor trying to do the job for them. They're way back at the moment. We'll see if City Glasgow have done the right thing with their tactics. Ryan Robertson going out very strongly. Fraser Wilson for Wander. So some of the girls in the other teams a little bit further back. We'll see how these tactics develop. City Glasgow, Max Hagan. We've just seen him perform extremely well on breaststroke. So City Glasgow B team front loading it with the guys. Wander Baths also front loading with Fraser Allison. Third place, South Lanarkshire. Adam Airley went off for them. Ross Burns, another cracking breaststroker, goes in for them. Jack McComish for City Glasgow is in for them, their A team. So their A team will hope to try and claw this back, but it's a lot to claw back on their B team. Wander in second, South Lanarkshire in third. Well, tactics have a lot to play with here, Catherine.
Yeah, absolutely, and there's still obviously no way to tell what's going to happen in the last 200 with the girls racing the guys and the guys racing the girls, but you see Glasgow have kind of split their teams between their guys going first in their B team here, so let's see what their A team can do in the second half.
Well, she's just finished a 200 butterfly. She's going to do another 100.
Oh,
Here goes
so
Serena.
bad for her.
Well, you go for it as best you can, Serena, and keep the B team to the fore if you can. Wander Baths, Flora Nichols, but here comes trouble with City Glasgow. Mark Elric, the butterfly specialist. Fourth at the Bucks in the 200, and Mark is really eating into that lead, and City Glasgow might have done the smart thing here. Serena, she really had a cracking 200, but this just might be 100 too far for Serena. Mark Elric has got up from nowhere. Well, it's all guesswork, as you could tell, trying to work this out. The City Glasgow A and B team, 1 and 2. Well, I think she's just glad to finish that, Serena.
Yeah. Good job, Serena.
Gulsamono for the B team. Emily Horn for the A team. Emily Horn, she's a very useful 100 freestyler. Emily Gulsamono. Don't think she'll catch Emily at this rate.
She's pulled it
It's a
back
question
little
of
bit.
whether John Houston can do some damage for South Ayrshire. They're in third. John is a very, very good freestyler, and long distance is his forte, and he's making inroads. Can he get in to the second position? Can he even get first? Well, second certainly looks a possibility. Emily Horn with what to do. John Houston flying. It's Emily Horn, John Houston, Gosamono, City Glasgow E are just hanging on to the death. Oh, what a fantastic finish. Oh, that was fun, wasn't it,
That's a
Catherine?
good race, yeah. That's the thing with it being a mixed relay. You've got literally no idea who's going in next. Things can change really quick.
Well, Emily Horn. I'm sure she was glad to see that last 5 metres and that pad. Another 5 metres, and John would have got up, I'm sure, and snatched that. But it's only thank for the 100 metres and not 105.
Yeah.
So City Glasgow A, South Ayrshire. We'll be saying a lot about South Ayrshire on that podium this evening. Another podium position for them in that 17 over mixed relay. And City Glasgow's B team. So Serena, you'll get another bronze medal. Well, that's assuming no hiccups, which I don't think there's been any problems with takeovers. We haven't seen anything, so all good for the relays. Well, that was fun, was it, Catherine?
It was very fun, yeah. I kind of wish I got to do mixed medley relays more.
Well, you could still get back in the pool, I'm sure, and join in the fun.
Yeah,
Right.
maybe.
I think you indicated you're going to be doing some master stuff or get involved.
Yeah, I
if you
think I'm
can.
going to race that Scottish Masters event next month.
Yeah. That's here in a few weeks' time, or is it the Commie Pool?
The Commie
The
Pool,
Commie
yeah.
Pool. That's absolutely right. 19th, 20th, Friday the 19th and
Yep.
Saturday 20th. Yep. So a camera shot. Oh, that's a wee bit sore in the eyes. There we have it. That's a better angle. That's the start of where we are. You can see Susan Coe, one of the referees, in shot. And you can see Serena making her way down. I'm sure she's absolutely exhausted but delighted as well. I think this has really been a wonderful addition to Scottish National Age Group Championships to finish with these relays. It keeps the crowd involved, keeps the swimmers involved, and some of the younger swimmers hang around just to see some of these older swimmers perform. Great fun. So I think we're just getting these swimmers ready, just catch their breath before we go on and do our final set of presentations. So I think we're just about ready to go. So our 17 and over, 4x100 medley mixed relay presentation. So lots of blue tops, City Glasgow and South Ayrshire. There we have their B team. City Glasgow's B team are Ryan Robertson, Max Hagan, that's Max, Ryan, Gosamono, and beside her, Serena Iguaram. South Ayrshire team. Caitlin Duffy, nice to see Caitlin. 19-year-old this year from South Ayrshire. Katie Robertson. And the two fellas. Oscar Smiley and John Houston. And the Scottish National Age Group champion, City Glasgow's A team, that's Katie Taylor. Emily Horn doing the anchor for them. Jack McComish, breaststroke, and that fantastic butterfly, which it had to be a fantastic butterfly, or they wouldn't be getting that national title. Mark Elric, fantastic finish for this evening. So as you can see, thank you volunteers. It wouldn't be the same without all the volunteers that help over the 5 days. Technical officials put in a big effort coming down here, and a lot of them do all 15 sessions. I know what it's like. It's hard work, but it's great fun. And behind us in the box, doing all the technical bits and bobs, big team behind us. Of course, a lot of admin staff and people behind the scenes that organise this many months ago. So our officials make their way off poolside. Jack McComish, nice to see him, and Ian Wright, so the Glasgow coach in the picture. So that concludes day 3. We're back here tomorrow evening, 5:15, for session 12, the final session of day 4. So big thanks, Catherine Johnston with me tonight. Been wonderful having Catherine with me. So for myself, Robert Taylor, and Catherine, we bid you farewell.